To the gridiron now, Bryce Underwood taking to social media tonight to all but confirm he will stick with the Wolverines for next season. The true freshman, he showed flashes, completing over 61% of his passes for 2,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He also ran for 323 yards and 5 touchdowns. Now he'll get the chance to work with Kyle Whittingham and his coaching staff.
All right, so my algorithm is seems like it's all college football all of a sudden. I do a few stories, and this stuff's, I don't know, unless your algorithm is popping up, a lot of these bowl games and a lot of these quarterbacks are just absolutely everywhere now. And like I said, here's another one. This is Bryce Underwood to remain at Michigan as the quarterback. And man, he completely syncs up with this team. When you're looking at the language here, his full name is Bryce J. Underwood. Now, notice that 208, which is like 28, right? That's what this full name. And you see Michigan Wolverines 280 in the reverse cipher. That's like 28. Bryce equals 28. You even get 82 with this full name, so the same numbers. Michigan Wolverines 98, full name 89. Look at that 26 with Bryce. Bryce equals 26, Michigan Wolverines 206, which is like 26. And they're saying right here, they're saying staying at Michigan for his sophomore season under first-year coach Kyle Whittingham. I decoded that Kyle Whittingham situation, who's replacing Sharon Moore, the disgraced Sharon Moore. I decoded that about a few days to a week ago. You can watch that if you need to, or if you'd like. Look at these more connections here to the new team, or excuse me, the team he's staying with, the Michigan Wolverines. Look at that, Michigan 152 in the same cipher as full name equals 251. So this is the letters converted to numbers, and he's matching up completely here with the Michigan Wolverines. Look at Wolverines 142 and Underwood 124. Check that out. So you get like the same numbers just kind of mixed up. You see Underwood has that W like Wolverines as well. You get the O, and you get the E, and you get the R. You even get the N. And I think that's it. That's a lot of letters that matches up there, which is going to help get the number close. You see that? And I don't think none of that is a coincidence, right? I mean, it could happen, right? So let's just say it's all a coincidence. It's very interesting, and it makes you think about the language a little bit, doesn't it? I'm curious what, and they just played in a bowl game as well. They lost on New Year's Eve here to the Texas Longhorns. Right there. So that's Arch Manning's team, I believe. Yeah, Arch Manning. Bryce Underwood 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 23 of 42, 199 yards. What type of quarterback is this quarterback? Let's see. Explain the style of Bryce Underwood. Let's see. Oh, I hate how Google, like, they don't let you finish what you're saying. You know what I mean? I didn't speak that slow, did I? So this football player is best described as a rare dual threat quarterback talent with a blend of elite passing mechanics and Cam Newton like physicality and athleticism. That's what they're telling us, okay? And note that 19 that he's got on his jersey as well. So I mentioned in another video how I'm seeing a lot of like race related terms and energy within this language. And this is another one. And a lot of them, it seems like all of them are football connected. Look, it's another one. Bryce Underwood. You see that right there? It's quarterback at Michigan, staying for his sophomore season under first-year coach Kyle Whittingham. Look at Wood. Inmates are sometimes called peckerwood, and that's white inmates. You see that? In prison and I guess jail as they lead into a prison sentence. You see that right there? Wood. I'm not saying he's white. I'm saying there's a lot of race stuff in the language that I'm seeing. And look at his new coach, Kyle Whittingham. Look, that's kind of like white. And this is something I've brought up and I'm just like stacking on it now. Remember, Robbie Ashford was trending. Wake Forest quarterback. Ash. Right? Now, let's see over here. Could Ash be referred to as black? The term ash can be referred to as black in several contexts, though typically it is considered a dark gray or charcoal color. You see that? So this kind of like color thing going on here with the language. Look at, and the Browns fire two-time coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski. Browns coach. I mean, he is a white guy, right? Does he look like Kyle Whittingham? Let's see. No, not really. And then the Falcons fired their black GM and their black head coach. You see that? And I forgot to mention Arthur Blank. I don't know. Is blank kind of possibly like a term for white as well? Blank. I don't know. That's an interesting name. Maybe I'm wrong, but my point being, his middle name, I think, is Morris as well. The owner of the Falcons there, or the leader of the Falcons, whatever you want to call him, whatever his title is. His middle name is Morris, by the way. I forgot to mention that in the decode. Look, his middle name is Morris. And he fires Raheem Morris. Right? He's the owner and chairman. I'm just curious, can blank be referred to as white? Yes, look at that right there. It can, man. Isn't that wild? Blank can be used to describe something as white. Isn't that absolutely amazing? Especially in context like a blank white page. Let me know if you think that's a stretch. Isn't that weird? But I catch this stuff with the language and I just want to share it. I just want to share it, okay? It's like some kind of weird pattern going on. Oh, and shout out to this guy who left a comment on the video because I put racism with a question mark. Like, is this kind of like a low key racism, which would be possibly true racism, not some of the scripted racism stories that they give us? But this, could there be some kind of like low key race energy to kind of keep certain negative patterns going here? I mean, I showed you there was a couple of white coaches that got fired, but I'm just saying, you know, you got the two black coaches right there. And that's why I put the question mark. Maybe I could have just put like race or something, right? But anyways, it all kind of pertains. Remember, there was an issue with not enough black coaches in the NFL as well. That was a main story. But this guy leaves a comment: how is getting fired for not winning? How is that racism? How is getting fired for not winning is racism? Okay. Um, Mike McCann and we're not even 100% sure. I think it's a real person because they commented back when I left a comment. But you see, Mike, another term related to race pops up here. Okay, I'm just saying it's interesting, don't you think? I think so, right? So we get another one here. And you know, it's a story. They're not saying anything about race. I'm pointing that out and I'm pointing this stuff out with the language, okay? So look at this. We're back on this character now, Bryce Underwood. With just kind of like, now this would be kind of more of your basic decoding, you know, just stick to the story. I like to show other connections as well, which as you advance in decoding, you start seeing other things that are connected to the story and which are completely undeniable. But look at this. Dude is born on the 19th of August and he's got 19 on his jersey. And Underwood, his last name in the language equals 119. Look at that. They're talking about the Citrus Cheez-It Bowl, the loss against Texas. That was 19 weeks, one day after his birthday. Look at that right there. I mean, what are the odds of that? They bring it up in the article here. Played on Wednesday, December 31st at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Texas and Michigan. I went over his stats earlier. In that loss, look at that, 19 weeks after his birthday, 19 on his jersey, born on the 19th when Underwood equals 119. Now he's trending because he's coming back for his sophomore season under Kyle Whittingham. Whittingham's got the W like Wolverines as well. And then you, again, Wit like white, Wood like white, right? Wolverines, Wood. This stuff is the language, man. Even Michigan, you want to flip that M, you get that W again. But 19 weeks after his birthday, he's got the Bill Clinton birthday. Former president, Bill B. Bryce B. And his name is Bryce Underwood. I look up Carrie Underwood. She's got the Justin Herbert birthday. Another quarterback. This one in the NFL. I mean, come on. And I didn't search that out. I'm just like, oh, that's the Justin Herbert birthday. Another quarterback connected. We get the language, Bryce Underwood. Carrie Underwood. And you get the Bill Clinton connection. BB, same birthday. Carrie Underwood. I mean, is she a Carrie Underwood? Here she is right here. She's born in 83, and football equals 83 as well. Singer and songwriter. Look at that right there, man. So look, she's born in 83. Football equals 83. You know what's amazing? Tom Brady played at Michigan, and this is a Michigan story. Wolverines. Tom Brady's birthday is 8/3, August 3rd. Look at that, you see? And he played at Michigan. Look at that right there. He's got that 10 on his jersey. You see that? When Carrie Underwood is born on the 10th. And you get that Justin Herbert connection again right there. Something else with the 83. Peyton Manning's birthday in a non-leap year is the 83rd day of the year. And he played for Tennessee in college. But Arch Manning, is Arch Manning his nephew? Is that what you call it? Arch Manning's his nephew, and he played against Bryce Underwood in this Cheez-It. Is it Citrus Bowl? Did I call the Citrus Bowl and the Orange Bowl the same thing the other day? I might have. I don't know. But look, Arch Manning plays for Texas with that Peyton Manning connection, and he played against Bryce Underwood in this like Cheez-It Bowl or whatever the hell it is. Isn't that amazing? And look, Texas has 10 victories. So do you see how that was a lot going on? Are you out there, Mike? If you're out there, Mike, that might have hurt your brain. No offense. But any questions, let me know. Any more questions? Okay. Any more questions, let me know. And I'm not picking on you, Mike, because, you did respond back again after I told you what I think's going on here. So I'm not bashing you, man. If you need to know, I'm here if you have any questions, okay? So, isn't that absolutely amazing? So, let me know if you misheard anything there with all of those connections I just pointed out. If you're an uncle, then it's your nephew, I believe, right? But Arch Manning, the son of Cooper Manning, the brother of Eli and Peyton. Isn't that amazing? And then, you get that connection again right there. Man, I enjoy doing this. What a hobby. What a hobby that not everybody can do. It's amazing, man. Okay, so we're going to watch this video and then we'll be done. So, I think that's a solid breakdown. I think that's a solid, the Tom Brady connection hit nice. And, these 19s land with Tom Brady because remember, so this 19's going to be surrounding this Michigan Wolverine energy. Tom Brady and the Patriots, they became the greatest franchise ever in the NFL after 9/11. You get that 9 and you get that 1 again, okay? Patriots, and you had the Patriot Act, remember? As a result.
Bryce Underwood is coming back next season, and that matters more than people realize. Quarterback stability is everything in college football right now. And I can't emphasize that enough. Between the transfer portal and NIL, nothing's guaranteed year to year, guys. You could have a great team one year, and the next year everybody took off. They went to the next hot train, taken off to the college football playoff. You're in, you're out. You're in, you're out. And so, depending on the...
A nice video there. I think another college player is trending as well, or headed to the NFL. also. I don't know where the story went, but I think there's another college quarterback trending that I think I just saw before I clicked record here. Here it is right here. Look, here's another college quarterback trending. Ty Simpson declares for NFL draft after one season as Alabama starting QB. So I think unless there's something else major that pops up, this could be the next decode, man. Because none of this others, that's all that's popping up. Even there hasn't been any deaths. There hasn't even been any deaths that have been popping up at the top here trending for like a week and a half. I think it was the Perry Beaumonte, the guy that was in The Cure. I think it was his death. But man, there's been no deaths trending. That's odd. Seems like the longest time ever. And again, I don't get off on that. I get off on decoding these stories, man, because the world is scripted. Okay, very scripted world. So what do you think? I don't know who these characters are before I decode them. What do you think about that one? Undeniable, I think. And you may see some other stuff there within the language. And I'm actually working on another former college player. Oh, he didn't die, but he got severe burns. I'm working on that story as well. So a lot of football energy. Even with the NFL, with these firings of these coaches, GMs, Bryce Underwood staying at Michigan for sophomore season under first-year coach Kyle Whittingham. And we didn't look a lot at him, but you can go check out the video I did on that guy. And that one was completely scripted as well. Just go look at the video. It's undeniable how this stuff is all scripted, man. But yeah, and he took over for disgraced Sharon Moore. And again, there could be underlying race stuff there, man. Just to keep that energy going amongst these black coaches, black people on the coaching staff involved in football, right? And remember, that's not just coming from me. There's been plenty of stories about not enough black coaches or whatever. But anyways, so Bryce Underwood again staying at Michigan. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Until next time.